That's like a softball pitch. Oh, he is. Oh. Hope he has a good crew working for him. What's that? You know, he's getting treatment. I can't tell you a whole lot right now. I know Kirk's made some comments, and we'll evaluate it day by day. I think it would be a long shot for Saturday, but we'll wait and see.
Barry Cofield, and just update on Barry Cofield with his hand, and just, you know, will he play all the rest of the preseason, or just working for the opener now?
Well, if we were playing a regular season game this weekend, he would play. I can't tell you for sure exactly what we're going to do over the next couple of weeks, but I would say it'd be a long shot if we do play him. But we'll wait and see how he feels. We usually give it about 48 to somewhere in 48 hours to see how he feels after putting it in the cast, and then we'll make sure he hits the treadmill hard and starts his cardio work. But I think he'll be fine.
Have you set any sort of hard and fast date for the final yay or nay, as you called it the other night, for Dr. Andrews to examine Robert to determine if he can play in the regular season?
Well, I thought we were pretty clear what we were going to do. We were going to wait until after the Tampa game and see where he's at. Doctor's going to look at him, and if there's no setbacks, he keeps on working like he has been working. He should be ready to go.
With the new facilities here, obviously they're very nice. Everybody's raving about them. What does that do to help you win football games? Well,
we got a state-of-the-art kitchen, and when you got a great kitchen like we do, it makes it a lot easier in the off season. Some of these young guys, when they come in, not used to having good eating habits, especially these rookies. Some of the vets are the same way. It's nice when you can have any type of food that you want. We got a nutritionist that'll keep an eye, or a dietitian, depending what their weight may be. We got a few guys that need a dietitian, and we'll watch those guys closely. But they get to eat healthy. I think they come a little bit earlier, stay a little bit later. Weight room, great addition. We needed a bigger weight room than we had, and they did a good job putting that together. So you're looking for the little things. Starts with the off season, and you got the bubble, inclement weather. You can't go outside, you go inside. You can have breakfast, lunch, or dinner here. So I think they want to hang around a little bit more, and it's something that's pretty special to have.
Third preseason game, you'll play your stars into the third quarter. With this being such a short turnaround, does that change the way you would handle things?
Yeah, that's why everybody played in the first half, or the majority of the team played the first half last week, offensively and defensively. A couple guys didn't. I think Pierre and Alfred were the only guys that did on offense, and we took out Kirk. Not defensively, we played the first half, so we got a lot of work, in the second game. And with the short week, we won't probably play as much as we normally do in the third game, but we haven't talked about it yet.
Mike, was Robert able to go against a regular defense today, or is it still scout team? And if not, when do you have any update on when the plan might be to put him against in that situation?
Yeah, we had a couple periods a day where we went against our defense, and Robert was involved in going against our defense. Like you would in OTAs or any type of mini camp or summer camp. Did a good job.
Mike, without seeing Robert for a single snap in the preseason, how do you as the coach determine whether he's going to have the mobility and the mechanics and the instincts to deal with full-speed football in week one?
Remember, the first time Robert's ever had a preseason game was last year. He's never had one in college. He's never had one in high school. You don't have preseason games. When I was in college, coach here for 10 years, I never had a preseason game. Didn't know what they were. I kind of feel the same way now as I did back then. A lot of times you have games and you're always trying to protect your guys, or at least the majority of the guys, so they don't get hurt. So there's a fine balance in evaluating players and getting players ready. I really believe if you can put guys in full speed type practice, you can get them ready for the regular season. Happens a lot of time, mostly because of injuries.
Yeah, a couple other injury updates on the minor ones. Aldrick Robinson with a thigh.
He practiced today, so that was a good sign. Still a little bit sore.
Leonard Hankerson.
Practiced today, full speed.
Keelan Williams.
He did not practice. Knee's a little bit sore. Hopefully he'll be able to go tomorrow.
And any progress on Maurice Hurt working his way off the PUP list?
We're just going to keep on working him. He's got a knee. We're trying to get him in football shape. I'm afraid if we put him in there too quick, there will be a setback, especially with a short week. So we're constantly evaluating him day by day. He's out.
Good, Diane.
Yeah, Dan Snyder had said on ESPN on Monday night that Dr. Andrews was going to make that final decision. It was all in his hands. Can I just get your thoughts on that? Because I feel like we've heard so many different versions of that.
Well, I did talk to Dan today, and he did share with me that he does not remember saying that. So, well, let's say he did say it. And I would never go against the doctor anyhow. If the doctor felt like he wasn't ready to play, I surely wouldn't play him. So, I mean, that's, if he said it or not. If Dr. Andrews said to me that, hey, I don't think Robert's ready, I surely wouldn't put Robert out there. But Dr. Andrews could tell me that he is ready, and if I thought something was wrong with Robert through our practice, I wouldn't put him out there.
Mike, with Kirk, his development, he's been the first-team quarterback now for 6.5 months. With these next 2 preseason games, it's probably the last extended time you guys would like to have him out there on the field. Is that a tough balance for you guys to keep him out versus maybe trying to get him back in that last game? How do you play that?
Well, I think everybody would love to have Kirk out there and play the last couple preseason games. But if he's hurting and there's a question that will jeopardize him from playing the first game, we want to play him. But hopefully he doesn't come back quick and he can get some snaps this week or the following week. But I don't know for sure, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Can you give us any kind of idea? The last 3 years, you haven't played any starters in that final preseason game. That's just kind of how you've always done it. Well, could that change this year because you guys are going to play less in the third game, or does that not affect the final week? Would you be worried about rust or anything like that?
Well, anything's possible, but I'll probably still go with my gut, depending on our football team's doing. I normally don't play anybody in the fourth game. I'll probably do the same this year. It could change if something, drastically changes with our football team. But I usually do that, for a reason.
If that ends up happening that way, if you don't change your mind, overall your starters will have played considerably less this preseason than the last couple of years. Is that at all matter to you? Do you think if the rules change and there was 2 preseason games, is that ample to get teams ready?
Well, remember, we played the first half of the game, last game, both offensively and defensively. Not all the times have we played the whole first half in the second game. So this week we'll have a game plan, but I'll feel very good about our football team being ready whichever direction we go.
Mike, over here on your right, can you update us on Brandon Merriweather's progress, and what did you think of him working through the scout team last week, and how did he come out of that? He
had a good week with the scout team. He didn't say he was sore, but he looked a little bit sore on the last day. But he would never admit that to me, which is a good sign. But he's making progress. We'll evaluate him this week as well. He got a lot of good reps today, so hopefully there's no setback and he keeps on getting stronger and stronger. Possibility.
With Nick Barnett for him to play on Saturday?
Unless there's a setback with him, he'll get some playing time in.
Coach, Chris Thompson, Dante Stallworth, their status is?
Dante practiced today. He was full go. And Chris practiced as well. He's still a little bit sore. Full go, yeah.
Mike, if you are down to 2 quarterbacks this week, is it you play them roughly a half each on Saturday, or might that be different?
We haven't talked about it yet.
Mike, as part of, when you're evaluating Robert, whether or not he's playing, I know you can look at him and see on the field and trust your eyes and all that. Do you go back to and look at film to see how he was throwing before the injury, just to kind of compare to now, to make sure he's not doing something either a little bit different, even subtly, that maybe you don't miss just being out here?
Yeah, that's part of the evaluation process. We've been around Robert for a year. When you take a look at his OTAs, the mini camps, there's about 600 throws in there, so we've watched them. Right now he's got well over 200 throws, or about 220. So we've got a chance to see what he's done thus far. And we still got a couple more weeks left, putting him in team situations. And, things that he's done in the past.
How does he compare when you're looking at him compared to pre-injury? How does he compare to now with it in terms of just the mechanics of how you want him to throw?
Well, today was the first day we had him in team situations going against our defense, full speed, game situation. So everybody needs those reps, and that's why we're going to do it for 2 weeks before we get in our game week against Philly. So, it was part of our game plan and getting Robert ready, and we've got a couple weeks to go, and hopefully he keeps on progressing like he has.
Coach, Ron Jaworski on ESPN this morning said that he was looking at some of the pregame stuff from the other day, and granted it's from a studio, and he said he was talking about he didn't see the proper weight transfer off of Robert's injured knee. Is that something that is impossible to kind of see just in one situation, whereas where you guys with the coaching tape and seeing him every day, you can see clear and differences and improvement in him day in, day out?
Well, we're hoping we got a good feel for him. We've been around him quite a bit, and we've been watching him practice, and he's getting better and better, and we see progress. One of the reasons we didn't throw him right in the fire because we didn't think he was ready right away. He was in pretty good shape. I think we've talked enough about the situation, but I like where he's at right now, and the key is not to have a setback. And if he can keep on progressing like he has been, he'll be ready for Monday night.
Coach, Buffalo, the way they run their offense, is it a good thing for your defense knowing that that's an up-tempo style and that's what you'll face week 1, Monday night against the Eagles?
Yeah, I think it's good we're facing that type of team. It gives you an idea of players, what type of condition you have to have. It gets you ready in a game situation to go against an offense that's had success over the last couple of weeks, and kind of, like you mentioned, have an up-tempo type team. So, yeah, I think it's good for us to play in that